Hello and welcome back to the Lore Raider, and I've got some explaining to do. The long wait was for 3 reasons. 1, my Wi-Fi is a piece of hot garbage. 2, I wanted to save the Bayonetta video for when Bayonetta 3 releases, so the video remains relevant for the longest period of time possible. And 3, I was suffering from burnout from having written a number of different scripts. In the end, I settled on this idea, which I got from commentator Michael Drizmala, and that is to respond to Smash Bracket in response to who would win in a battle between Link from Legend of Zelda against Ridley from Metroid. I knew about this video for a long time, and let me tell you, it hurts me so much watching it because the video is almost a case study of the worst parts of versus matches. But enough of my belly aching, let's delve into it. So why is the video so bad in my opinion? Firstly, it relies on calcs to the point of insanity. And now while I do use calcs for a lot of things I use in my videos, I don't overdo it to the point where I ignore what the canon of the verse is trying to tell me, be it in statements or direct showings that can't be calced, and unfortunately Smash Bracket ignores this lesson to downplay both Link and Ridley. How? We'll return to that in a moment. Another major general flaw is that it entirely nerfs both fighters for no clear reason. Focus on the latter part. On Link's end, he wants to use this strange composite form of the character, which is weird because all 12 Links are 12 entirely different people existing in the same universe, but I digress. But what I mean by no clear reason is that he doesn't even use the strongest Link's feats. The strongest Link being the hero of legend, which again I'll prove momentarily. Moving on to Ridley, and Smash Bracket makes all the same common annoying mistakes so many people make, and that is assuming Prime 3 is the peak of Metroid power scaling, when it's not even close. I've discussed this in other videos, but the long and short of it is, all characters in Metroid get stronger. Samus gets power amps regularly, we see in the manga, and they've been stated by reputable sources in the manga that each of her power amps are 5 times buffs. Meaning there's no way characters are staying within the same power level over long stretches of time, especially for a series as large as Metroid in terms of how long the continuity goes. Ridley necessarily has to be getting stronger after Prime 3, but this guy is using prequel manga Ridley blowing up a mountain, and Samus's Prime 3 Volt Drive as the apex of his scaling. Hell, proof of Samus getting stronger is that she beats Meta Ridley in Prime 1 with the Phazon suit, then beats Meta Ridley again like a scrub in her various suit in Prime 3. So there's no way to argue that the Metroid universe and its characters do not get stronger with time. It's just ridiculous. But okay, I hear you saying, if Smash Bracket is wrong, then how powerful should these entities be? Remember how I said the hero of legend is the strongest Link? He fought and defeated a Ganon who had the entire Triforce at his disposal. The entire Triforce is a power that sustained the Sacred Realm by existing and managed to change it into the Dark World, which is a parallel universe to the Light World. It is the power that would have made Ganon comparable to the Golden Goddesses or Goddess Hylia, and Link, who had no piece of the Triforce, defeated this Ganon. This is a universe level feat just by default, and you can't use calcs to figure it out, pure and simple. But what about Ridley, I hear you saying? Given Ridley's last game alive was in Super Metroid, we can work backwards from there. This Ridley has to be stronger than Proteus Ridley, who has to be stronger than Prime 3 Omega Ridley, who is either stronger than or equal to Prime 2 Dark Samus. That's another debate in of itself, but they should be comparable at least, especially given Samus gets strong between Prime 2 and 3. Dark Samus famously tanked the collapse of Dark Aether, which is an alternate universe to the regular dimension, and it collapsed on top of Dark Samus' dying form. This is important because Samus being able to harm Dark Samus and also being harmed by Dark Samus means they both benefit from this feat, from being casually universal. Now why is it casually? As I said, Dark Samus was near death here, just Phazon dust, and it literally collapsed on top of her and did no damage. And then, both Samus and Dark Samus and Ridley would be stronger than in Prime 2 and Prime 3? Coupled with the fact that Super Metroid Ridley has to be several degrees stronger than the primary characters, and you get into low multiversal territory. Man, I love Metroid. Oh, did you think I was done ragging on Smash Bracket? You naive fools. What they also do, which will never not annoy me, is selective feat taking. They want to use the prequel manga to downplay Ridley because that's his earliest and weakest shown feats, but they don't want to use Samson Joy manga to discuss his high tier speed feats, or even use Prime Hunters to discuss speed feats. In both those, Prime Hunters and the Samson Joy manga, Samus's gunship travels to 2 different galaxies in the span of seconds to minutes. A calc for the 10-minute mark puts us at several hundred billion to 1.3 quadrillion times the speed of light. And it's faster if you take the Prime Hunter's cutscene at face value, which makes the trip at mere seconds. On top of that, Samus without her speed booster reacted to a ship that was amped by her speed booster during a no-holds-bars race, and her travel speed of her projectiles and her own reaction speed matches this amped ship, as depicted in the manga. Ridley consistently reacts to Samus with the speed booster as early as Zero Mission and as late as Super Metroid, as well as consistently being relative to her ship, both in the Prime 1 cutscene as well as managing to fly through space to Sarah's space colony before Samus could have ever arrived, having been beaten to an inch of his life an hour earlier in Metroid 2 but still making the journey by himself. Long story short, there were a billion ways to make Ridley scale to Samus' gunship and to Samus herself, and of course both scale to each other's speed. Why do I not show Link's speed in this part of the video? Because the poor lad gets completely blown out of the water in this category. So it's time for the $1 million question. Who is stronger, Link or Ridley? Well, even universe-level Link, who defeated Ganon, who had the full Triforce of power, is too weak and too slow to do much to Ridley. You know, Link is powerful, and on face value, you might think that Ridley should also be universe-level, so what's the big deal? But remember, by Super Metroid, he's many times stronger than the Prime 2 feat of Dark Samus tanking the collapse of Dark Aether casually in her dying form, which is already a higher caliber of universe level than what Link has. And then you have Prime 3 really gets stronger. Then you have Metroid 2 really gets stronger. Then you have Super Metroid really gets stronger. You're getting into low multiversal right there. And Link just doesn't have it in him to match him. And then with speed, I'm sorry. I've played Zelda. I've seen Zelda feats. There's nothing that gets Link to hundreds of billions of times the speed of light, let alone quadrillions of times the speed of light. It's just not happening. I'm sorry. So ultimately, this is a victory for Ridley, pure and simple. With that out of the way, I hope you learn to avoid some of the common pitfalls of versus battling. To use every source. If you're going to use something, if you're going to use the manga, use all the manga. Don't arbitrarily weaken your characters. If you're going to use composite characters, use your strongest part of that composite, among other things. I hope I can muster up the energy to post more consistently again, and I'm sorry about the wait. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe, and please comment. They're the favorite part of me making these videos. I love reading the comments. So with that said, be safe, be wise, and please pray for a true peace in space.